All right, so I just realized this is hi guys. So my name is Stacey Lauren. I am the founder of Do the Thing, and I ended up just updating this, but then I realized I am now on here twice. Let me see uh, if I can fix it here. Now I'm on here three times. I'm still in like a learning mood, so I think I just realized it's because it's an update and I didn't realize how to do that. So let's see here if I can figure this out. Don't you just love live video? It's so great. Let's see if I can do it this way. Guess two, not that way. Let's see, close that out. This is so funny. Let's see. I'm gonna try. Oh, there I am. Yay. Okay, it worked. Okay, and then I tried to put on the video for Capsho, but it's not playing. So let me, oh, hold on. No, that's a content thing. And let me try it one more time. Nope, it's something with the update, but that's okay. I will just tell you that, it's the wrong full screen. I am at least learning here. Turning this into a teaching moment. How did I get back into that? It's so funny how that works. Full screen. Get live the video would not come on there. Let me just try to figure out where I was before without that. Okay, that's the guest. Let's see what this one is. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to show you guys how to run a challenge and why it's like the best way to activate your program, your offer, your book, your what else? Connect, your Facebook group. Because when you're able to get people around an experience and you're giving them a shared experience, now you're actually like bonding people together where they become friends and it gets them activated around like everything that you're doing. And that's why I love running challenges. And it's also great because you have a specific amount of time that you're working with someone, meaning like a group, right? They're in a challenge, they're in your group. So it could be a 5-day challenge, it could be a 17-day challenge, it could be a 30-day challenge, and then you're working with them during the challenge. And then at the end of the challenge, every time, no matter what, they're saying, "What now?" What can you take us through now? And a lot of times, like it adds to like you're having that time to like nurture them more because they're getting to see your zone of genius that's activated. And you're also bringing so much value because during a challenge, you could bring in guest experts. You can get like really real with the people, which allows them to get to know you in a really unique way also. And so this is why I love challenges. And I'll kind of share a little backstory of how this even came to be. So I owned a staffing company for 20 years. And I actually was always looking for ways to like improve our culture. We had 60 internal employees, 600 external employees, and multiple offices. And I was always looking for like kind of like the new thing that would help people get excited around goals. I tried a lot of different things. I did these really amazing like holiday parties. We did like these like connection events through like barbecues and birthday parties and what else? We did like theme of the week. You know, we had people wear special t-shirts or maybe it was like a jersey day, or what college football team do you like? And was always trying to like activate people based on kind of like a fun theme, right? And those are fun. I love events. You guys, for those of you that know me, I do this thing called my people parties where I get people on a Zoom or in person around a goal. And those are like amazing because people like they get to know each other. You get to see like a hot seat session or a book club or you're having conversations around the thing. But a challenge, that's like a whole nother level than a virtual event because now you're giving people like extended time to be with you in a shared experience. And so, had I understood this when I was with my company, it would have changed the game. We never did a challenge. We did contests, but it wasn't in a way that like bonded people like together. And so, this strategy that I use for challenges is like something that could be like across, and I'm just saying this because in case you're watching and you know like I don't know where a challenge would fit with my thing. It's something that could fit with like an organization, a company. It could fit with like any kind of program. If you want someone to adopt to your software, if you're a content creator and you're wanting to just like get to know your community better, you can use a challenge to launch an inner circle, a mastermind. You can use a challenge to sell an affiliate offer. So let's say you are using Capsho and you're like, wait, I love Capsho so much. I want to become an affiliate. You could reach out to the team, but you could do a challenge around like helping people adopt to using the software. And so anyway, there's like lots of different applications that you could use a challenge for. Actually, I had a friend of mine who had just done a TEDx talk, and I wish I would have thought of this when mine was out, but like he was asking me if I would help him promote his talk. And I'm like, well, because he's in my program also. And I'm like, well, why don't we just do a do the thing challenge around your TEDx talk? And so we're going to use a do the thing challenge to actually launch his talk. And so, I mean, that's an example, right? Anything that you want to launch, you can do a challenge for. So I'm going to be giving you my challenge strategy in this live, and maybe I'll get the Capsho video to work. Let me see. I'm going to try one more time. Nope, not there. Okay, let me see one more time before. Nope, for some reason it's saying file not found. But anyway, oh, there we go again. I have to go back to this. Sorry, guys. I'm like, why does it keep doing that? It's like, oh, there we go. Okay, cool. I did it. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that anymore. All right, so I will just tell you guys from the Capsho video that Capsho is a tool that I use very consistently for helping basically automate all of the content that I speak out. I love doing these like voice notes on my phone. I love doing lives in my group. I love bringing people together, like I said, on these Zooms and my people parties. And then the gift the Capsho does is I get to pull out or download those videos, or even just like the voice note that I did, I put it in a Capsho. And even just one of those, it pulls out a year's worth of content. So any launch that I have, I basically am just taking the video, putting it in Capsho, and it creates all the copy from a LinkedIn newsletter to a blog to conversation starters to all of the things. So I just want to let you know from a Capsho, I'm so grateful to like be on this platform because it has like literally changed the game for me when it comes to content creation and how I'm able to just take my rambling thoughts and turn it into these really beautiful curated content experiences that people love. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. So if you are not a user yet, definitely join. So, okay, so back to the challenge. So how I discovered this whole thing was I owned this company. It was 20 years. I exited the business. And then when I exited, I was kind of lost for a while. It was my whole identity. It was who I was as a person. I was just CEO, Go Staff Stacey is the name of the company. And that was who I was. Like everyone knew me as that. That was like how I associated. My last name was different. I even changed my name after I exited because I went through this whole re-identification process, or reinventation, I should say. Reinvented myself from there. So I use my middle name as my last name now. Lauren, it's actually my middle name. But my CEO Stacey side was very like everything had to be a certain way. I was always like making sure everything was perfect. And then when I reinvented myself, I just went into the fun, playful, like messy place that is where Do the Thing was really born. And all I was looking for at that point was like not to even really, I don't even know, like start a business. I really just wanted to figure out what I was even supposed to do in the world. And so I was like, well, let me write a book, right? That's what we all kind of do when we're like figuring out who we are. Time to write that book. And so that was when I basically contacted a book strategist, my friend Sandy Missouri, who had told me that I needed to basically start interviewing people to get the stories out for my book because I couldn't remember a lot of my stories. They were still stuck up in my head. And I knew I wanted to help people do the thing, but I didn't really have any stories about when I didn't do the thing. And she said, for it to be a good book, you have to not just say the do the thing stories. I would need the not do the thing stories. So that was when I started interviewing people. And that's when I decided to dissect this formula for how people achieve their goals. And then I did. I came up with the formula. I started interviewing people. It was like pattern after pattern, same patterns after 100 interviews. It's actually an acronym, and it's I'm game. It's 6 letters basically, but each piece stands for a piece of the formula, or each letter stands for a piece of the formula. The I is identify the why, the M is mindset, the G is goals, A is accountability, and then M is my people, and then E is educate. And there's most of those you probably kind of know based on what I'm saying, like identify the why. Simon Sinek talks about the importance of that. M for mindset. We're always like hearing how important it is for us to have the right mindset. I like to add play as a mindset, and then also like kind of like experimenting as a mindset. Those are 2 of my like little things that I love to explore there. And then G, goals. People talk about goals. A, accountability. People talk about that. But the M, my people, is something that not a lot of people share. And this will lead right into the challenge. But my people, so who are my people? This is what my TEDx talk was about. My people are specifically the people that you're with that are not your friends and family the majority of the times, or your regular support network. They're people that you're wanting to achieve the goal, that they're wanting to achieve the same goal. So if you want to write a book, you want to be in a group with people that like are wanting to write books. If you're wanting to create content, you're wanting to be in Capsho's community with people that are wanting to create content. If you're wanting to do a TEDx talk, you want to be with TEDx people, because what happens is if you're with people that like aren't doing that thing that you are, they might be supportive or they might not. And either way, it's not very helpful in helping you achieve your goals when you're with people that like aren't also going through that like similar journey as you. And then the other part is the E in I'm game, which is educate, and that's educating yourself. But the other thing I like to share is how important it is to educate others, because the contribution that you give back to people comes back to you. It also helps you integrate your learning. And so once I dissected this formula, first of all, the M in I'm game was the shining star, because I decided to test the formula in a challenge. And that's where the challenges started. Is I'm like, okay, I want to dissect the formula. I want to put it into a challenge. And then that was where I basically like took the identify the why and like put it in the challenge. So what Simon Sinek says, how important it is to have your why, he doesn't, or at least not that I know of. I don't know if he says don't to put it in a group. So that's now like what the really important piece is. It's not just identifying your why, it's identifying your why in a group, right? Brene Brown talks about how important it is to be open and vulnerable, and how important it is to like reframe your stories. If you guys haven't seen her documentary, Call to Courage, it's so good. But what I don't think she says is how important it is to do that in a group with people that have the same goal as you. And so that's what the do the thing formula has now turned into. It's turned into like this amazing like community playbook that helps people achieve their goal as a group. And that's why it's so successful. And so these challenges are a way to help people like gets them to get to know each other, because you're able to be open and vulnerable. And so I then was testing this formula. I started doing these challenges. I did a dating challenge with dares. I did starting a book, start a podcast, going live, to our cocktail party. What else? I feel like there was a few more there that I'm not thinking of. But anyway, a couple challenges. I was like loving get fit. I was like loving doing these challenges. And then people like loved them. Oh, bucket list challenge. Thousands of people were doing them. It was like so much fun. And then I started going to these events, and people started to notice what I was doing. And that's when I started teaching people how to build audiences. And so it was funny though, because in my mind, I really didn't want to teach challenges. I don't know why, but anyway, I wasn't really, maybe it wasn't what I wanted to do. And so It wasn't until a few months ago that I've actually realized that typically, like, I'm actually licensing these challenges out for people to be able to use them, but I also can teach you how to run a regular challenge, regardless if it's a do the thing challenge or not. So that's what I wanted to really kind of help you guys with today, is show you how important it is to like connect people together through a common goal. And so, how do you do that? Okay, so the first thing is, um, this is what's really special. So when you're thinking about your challenge, you want to think about what is the goal of the challenge. And so if you're a content creator and you have a group around running, right? And that's what your whole thing is, health and running, then you would have the challenge be some kind of goal around running. It doesn't have to be a specific goal. It could just be I'm going to do a challenge like a running every day challenge, right? Or get off the couch challenge or something like that. Now, here's something really important. A lot of times we're teaching something that we have ourselves overcome that has been hard for us. And there's like all these support groups that are out there in the world. And so the problem with the support group is a lot of people stay in them like too long without like going into a group with a goal. And then you could kind of stay into that. You could stay in the grief of like what that thing is if there's no goal to get out of it. And so I really encourage people, when you're ready to like move forward, now to go to a goal. And that is the other reason why challenges are great, because it helps people get out of that, like, whatever that's called, the stuckness. Yeah, that can happen when we just like overcome something. And so, so that would be uh, my first recommendation is create your challenge and have a goal of the challenge. Okay, so now I feel like I want to write this down so you guys can see. Let me see if I can easily do this just so that there's a visual along with this. Let me take a look here. We'll kind of like talk through this together. And I am going to learn how to use all this soon. I'm actually excited because I feel like I'm almost ready now to learn all the cool special things that Ecamm has to offer. Okay, cool. So we will go ahead and do this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and create the goal. Like, what is the goal of the challenge? Okay, so this could be something like, it could be, if I'm thinking of Capsho, create more content challenge. It could be a run every day challenge. It could be I'm just thinking of a few more. Someone in my community, Julie, she has a group where people have lost loved ones. So she wouldn't do a challenge with grief, because then they're going to stay in that support mode. Hers is talking about the hidden gifts. So she's going to do a find your hidden gift challenge. Wow, I got to tell her about that later. I'm actually partnering with someone who does TEDx talks. And so he's going to do I don't know if it's going to be write your TEDx talk challenge, but potentially it'll be like write your TEDx talk. That's another thing I want to show you guys actually is, hold on, let me actually show you. I feel like this is a good time to show you we're going to take a little break here. Uh-oh, let's see if I can get there again. Hold on, let's see how that works. Nope. Let's see here. Hold on, there we go. Oh, good, I did it. Okay, so let me show you something else here, and then I'll explain something else when you're creating a challenge on what is important. I just have to pull this little comfort circle up. For those of you that know me, you know I love my comfort circles because I'm do the thing. That's what my whole brand is. So I like to help people kind of work through all the hard things in a really simple, like fun way. And the comfort circle framework is the best way to do that. So when you're thinking of your challenge, you want to think of your audience like in this like circle framework. It's really like a client life cycle also, like more even like, which is even bigger than the comfort circle. but think of your audience like where are they at right now on their journey? So I have these as my kind of like comfort circles because this is who my audience is. They're people that are like in horse mode, where they're still like the online lurker, their videos off on the Zoom, they're like behind the scenes, they're still sitting on the sidelines, right? But they're still in the group, right? And then they move into the find your voice phase where they start to like kind of talk about who they are, what they're wanting, maybe asking for help, expressing themselves in different ways. And then you start to get more and more comfortable sharing your voice, starting a podcast, doing a TEDx talk, speaking, YouTube channel, whatever that is, right? Then monetizing their voice, things like that. So when you're in your challenge, when you're creating your challenge, you want to speak to who your person is. So I just kind of gave you an example of like the TEDx talk, so I'll just use that as an example. Now, let's say we need to just know who is his person. Who does he like to help the most? Does he want to help someone write their talk? Does he want to help someone share their talk? Or does he want to help someone monetize their talk? Because that's kind of like what you need to be thinking about when you're thinking of your challenge. It's like, who do I actually want to like serve? Like, so for me, I have a Find Your Voice challenge. I just recently helped somebody, it's their challenge, but they're using the Do the Thing challenge engine. But it's called Find Your Story. So it's Find Your Story. I have a Start a Podcast challenge. And so see how each of those is a different comfort circle where it's like find your voice and then find your story. And then you're sharing your voice through starting a podcast, right? Now, publishing your podcast is a whole nother thing that like is under monetizing your voice. So actually, as I'm talking about this, I think starting a podcast is probably under Find Your Voice because you don't need to publish it. You could still start it, right? So now sharing your voice is a whole nother thing. So if I wanted to do another podcast challenge, maybe I would do publish your podcast, right? Or if I wanted to do a podcast challenge where people want to make money, where they've already started their podcast, it would be called Make Money with Your Podcast. So that would be the other example I would have when it comes to like writing kind of when it comes to creating like what kind of challenge you want, is think of who do you most want to help. And that's actually the way that you're able to like create the challenge. Okay. So now when you've now created your challenge, so who do you want to invite, right? Who do you want to invite? This is where a lot of people can get like lost in like thinking they have to like create an image, do a landing page, do all of this like craziness, or even like start, or that they can't even like like start inviting people to something if they don't know exactly what it is. You really only need to have the idea of like what you want to do. It doesn't even really have to be the name. You just have to have an idea of what kind of challenge you want. And then I'm going to actually put another step above this one. I would just set the date of the challenge before you even do this. Who do you want to invite? So set the date of the challenge. You're just going to do like a messy challenge, right? So set the date of the challenge. Give yourself enough leeway to be able to invite some people. So I would say like 3 weeks from now, you could do a challenge. Now it's who do you want to invite? Now, a lot of people think you need thousands of people. Technically, if they're warm, I like to have at least 17 people. It's a random number, I know, but that's the one I've tested. But those are warm people. So the people, and I did this for another group, Gregory Benedict. He actually used my Find Your Voice challenge in his group on Circle, and he had 17 people. And the reason why it worked well was because he already had known them. They had been private coaching clients, or they knew him personally from like Toastmasters and different things that he did. Now, if you don't know the people and they're like totally cold, then you only need 100 people. And the reason why is because some of those people are going to totally ignore you if they're cold. And then some of them will sign up not realizing that they even wanted to do it or remembered. And then other people, so it's just a percentage game at that point. My very first challenge had 100 people in it. I didn't really know them. They were in a Facebook group that I was in, but I didn't know any of them personally. And so that's why I like 100. But guess what, you guys? You don't need any more than 100 people. So now who do you invite? So now a lot of people think you do the landing page, you do the image, and it's all about that. And it's actually not at all. You're just gonna, like, number one, if you go live, then that would be what I like to do is you could go live, or you could do a voice message on your phone, like a voice recording. I say, you know why? Because you guys are here on Capsho's channel, and then Capsho has an amazing, I guess I could show you. I was actually just showing this on a celebration call that I was on. But you basically, in case you're not in Capsho, all you're doing is you're uploading your live, or you're uploading your voice note into Capsho, and then it creates all these amazing posts for you. And so that's how you're inviting people now, is through these like conversation starters, or through these really beautiful posts that it creates. And again, they have a specific like honey trap strategy they teach you. I have not been able to, like, if you guys can't tell, I am very do the thing. Everything is super messy. I just copy and paste and put it out. Like, I don't have a strategy for like posting, other than once I do the live, I just take everything in here and then I put it out in different groups and emails and newsletters and things like that. And so, but definitely they have a wonderful, beautiful of like how to do this in a 4-post. I just wanted to let you know I do it a little bit differently, not because I don't love it. It's just I have not like been able to slow down enough to really kind of like like say I'm going to post this day, right? I'm just very like, I did the live and now I'm posting it everywhere. Okay, so there's that. Going back to this here, was that what it was? Oops, now I got to find where I just was. Hold on. I'm at least modeling what I just said, which is just super messy action. Here we go. That is not that. Let's see here. Where was I just on? This one? Nope. There we go. Okay, we did it. So, okay, back to this. So we have, let me slow down. Are we good? What is the goal of the challenge? We're thinking of like, where are they on the comfort circle, right? Like, meaning like, who do I want to work with? Who do I want to work with? Okay, so we're thinking of that. So, and then it's the same thing with the book. Sorry, I don't want to go backwards, but I'm just kind of like telling you. So it's like, write your TEDx talk, share your TEDx talk, meaning like promote it, right? Because there's a lot of people that will write the book, or they'll do the TEDx talk, or they'll have the podcast, but sharing it, that's like a whole nother thing, right? And then make money at it. Same thing with like, write the book. This is again, like, who's the person you want to help? Share the book. And that's going to be like publishing it and then telling people about it. And then the monetized part is like, now you want to make a career from your book, right? So that's where that is. Okay, cool. And then, sorry, what I forgot to tell you is I have a movement circle. And the movement circle is really where the challenge comes in. I knew I was going somewhere with that, is because that's where you're activating your audience. The challenge actually is what activates your followers, your readers, your podcast listeners. The challenge activates them because you're putting them through a shared experience. So yeah, then you're setting a date for the challenge. Who do you want to invite? Okay, so we know the numbers. So how do we invite these people? Number one, we go live, and you basically, if you're not ready to go live, you can also just do a voice message on your phone, do a recording, upload it into Capsho. Capsho then does all these beautiful posts. Now you get to start sharing that, right? That's a really fun, simple, easy process. There's another process, which is just personally inviting people. So like, think of the people that you know, people that you've gone to events with, people that have been on your podcast, people you've been on their podcast, people you've met at like networking things, people you've just done similar kind of stuff with. Maybe you're in communities together. Those are people that you want to invite to your challenges. Now, I actually charge, my challenges cost $47. I love that number because I used to do them all free. And then when I started turning this into a business, I changed the price to now $47. So my model is they're with me for 17 days, $47. And at the end of the challenge, they are then going to the next thing that I have. And some of them join that. and some of them don't. And so that's kind of the way that it works. So personally inviting people, and I know this is like against what a lot of people do from like an online marketing perspective, because they're like posting, but that's waiting for an algorithm. And I don't really like to wait for an algorithm to make something work. I'd much rather like guarantee my success. And so then the other thing, I have a new strategy that I've been messing around with. You can use Eventbrite. You could put the event in Eventbrite, and then if you want to put some money into it with ads, it's like very minimal lead spend, which I don't like the word leads, but I'm just going to use it for this reason. I mean, you could spend $100 on Eventbrite and you get 100 people that will want to join your event. Now, don't do it if you're going to charge for the challenge. Don't do it straight to the challenge, because Eventbrite doesn't like, or at least that I've tested, when you're leading them to money, it doesn't work as well. But if you do like a free, like a virtual event, and then at the event you invite them to the challenge, now that's an easier kind of way for you to get people. So like if you use Eventbrite, then lead them into something first, like a networking event. I call these my people parties. Some kind of like hot seat, some kind of like role play session, whatever's going to draw people in that's in your niche. And then at the event, then you invite them to your challenge. Now, here's what's funny. A lot of people can get stuck here. Yesterday, I had so much fun. I brought someone in. We did a My People party for him. And then we actually invited people to a challenge that I'm going to do with him. Invited people to a challenge. But guess what? I actually didn't know we were going to invite people to a challenge. So we didn't even have a payment link set up. So we just gave them his PayPal email address. They paid $47 to join the challenge, which is going to be in April. And then at last I heard, they sent the money straight to him. So I don't know what it is today, but we just did it yesterday. And I think he had like 15 people sign up for it right then and there. No landing page, nothing. So you don't need a lot to get people to like join your stuff. You don't need, meaning a bunch of tech stuff. So I'm just going to release that from your mind. Okay, cool. So we've invited people. Are we good here? You could speak at events, right? Like that's like another way you can invite people that way. And then from there, you invite people to a kickoff for the challenge. So the first kind of like day of the challenge, do some kind of kickoff. Tell people like why you're doing the challenge. Tell them why you're excited. Maybe when did you have the issue, for the goal, have the issue for the goal you're helping them solve. And then what is your goal for them during the challenge? And then guess what? You get to ask them, what do you guys want? What are you hoping to achieve? A lot of people think that they're supposed to just talk and talk and talk and talk and like telling people what your goals are for them. But when you get to ask people, like, what do you want to achieve? What are you struggling with when it comes to this goal? Now you're actually like doing something that really helps people like express themselves in a group. And now they actually feel more ownership in co-creating whatever this challenge is. So here's what's funny, you guys. You don't need to even know what you're doing in the challenge yet. When you ask them these questions, they're going to tell you exactly what to do with the challenge. And so that's what's really exciting. And so now what you get to do is every day that you're doing the challenge, just give them one simple thing to do, and then have them just post it in the group, right? And I have a few different ways that I have people do this. I have them post, I have them do video, I have them do audio, or however you want to do it. But basically, like, post that they did it, post watching them do it. It's like a whole kind of thing. And so anyway, how simple. I just want to let's slow down for a minute. Like, this is just such a fun, simple system. And you could do it for as many days as you want. If 17 is a lot for you, just do a 5-day challenge. That's all. Support them through it. Do the kickoff. Have a celebration party at the end, if you could write at the end. And then at the celebration party, where do you want to lead them to? Now, if you don't have an offer, lead them to an affiliate offer. just so you know. Like, that would be great. What have you used that you love that you could lead them to? If you have an offer, then you could lead them directly to your offer. If it's a high ticket, you might want to just lead them to a, like, unless you're doing a master class or something where you're able to do belief shifting and things like that, especially since this is just a simple fun challenge, more of an engagement challenge, lead them to a strategy call with you. Now, if you don't have an offer and you don't want to do the affiliate offer, or maybe you want to do the affiliate offer and you want to do this too, this is also a great way to launch a membership, because people have now had experience with you. They trust you. They see what you could do. They're connected to the group because they have become friends. You can actually just launch a $47 a month membership, and you could say, hey guys, I got really excited about doing this with you. I think I can still continue to help you. And I don't exactly know what this membership's going to look like, but we're going to like create it together. I'm going to see where you're struggling. I'm going to see what you need help with. I'm going to see where your goals are. And if I'm not personally able to help you, I'm going to bring someone in that can. And for that exchange, it's going to be $47 a month. And you're going to be the founding members of this membership. And so it's just a really kind of fun way to get something ignited. And again, if you already have something going on and you're just using this challenge to like scale what you're already doing or just get people excited about anything, that's also fine. And my point of this is the challenge fits with any situation, which is great. So, okay, we're going to just reflect back. What is the goal of the challenge? Where, like, who do you actually want to work with? And then you speak to that person directly. So we're speaking to them by like knowing, like, so create more content. And technically, I mean, we could just show you like share your content, right? And now monetize your content. So I'm just kind of showing you, that's what I mean by the comfort circle. It's like, who do you want? Do you want people that are already creating content? Then we want to talk to the monetize your content, right? If we want to help people create content, it's going to be create content. Because like these are all comfort circles. Okay, we got that. Set the date for the challenge. Who do you want to invite? I think I might add here, there's really like a sales vehicle that you want to have to invite people. So the sales vehicle could be an email delivery, right? And it doesn't have to be or, it could be and. There's email delivery, there's going live, right? There's posting, there's, I mean, I call them my people parties, but like virtual events. That could be webinars, that could be workshops, that could be tiny challenges, whatever it is. So that's like, if you're charging for the challenge, then you want to use one of those, right? Or even better and more reliable than all of that is the personally inviting people. The way I work, when I'm doing my people parties or any kind of virtual event, I usually have the party, and then after the party, anyone that doesn't sign up for the challenge, I actually just reach out to and say, hey, you know, noticed you were at my people party. It was great to see you. You know, what are your, like, did you see that I launched a new challenge? Would you like to join? And then if they say no, what's great about that is I get to see like what I missed in my language to get them to want to join. So, you know, I think it's a great way to kind of learn what people are wanting and what you need to communicate better next time. I also talk to you about Eventbrite and how you can also kind of like even go after like a cold audience as well. You don't need a landing page. You just need a PayPal email address. So it's like a really, really fun way to just kind of like get started. Okay. And then you could also do Eventbrite too. Actually, I just thought I would let you guys know, because Eventbrite, you could actually have something. I'm just trying to show you simple, fast ways. Because the more, like when you do something for the first time, even if you're like already, you know, have a $10 million business, when you're doing something for the first time, just doing something quick, like an Eventbrite payment link, is just so much faster than you creating all the other stuff, unless that's your zone of genius. It's just not mine. So that's why I kind of like stay there. So then with the challenge, you want to do a kickoff. At the kickoff, you want to share why you're doing it. Why are you excited? When did you have that issue? You know, for the goal that you're helping them solve. So that's relatability, right? Now you're helping kind of tap into like why this even matters. What is your goal for them during the challenge? And now you're creating the conversations and asking them what they want. What are they hoping to achieve? What are they struggling with when it comes to this goal? And then during the challenge, again, you're not creating it ahead of time. You're getting the challenge created from this. You're going to find out what they need help with specifically. And then every day you're just giving them one simple thing to do, and you're having them post it in the group. You could do, if it's your first challenge, just do a 5-day challenge. You're also welcome to reach out to me. I have specific do the thing challenges that I have people do. They're ready made already existing. And then I also do custom do the thing challenges as well. So you're welcome to reach out to me for that. But this one you could start tomorrow. The ones just from me giving you this information here. So celebration party at the end. And then at the end, you're launching whatever you want. You're launching an affiliate offer. That's what's so great about these. They have a specific amount of time. And then you get to like have people like at the end, they're always like, what's now? What am I going to do? You know, what do I do now? So, okay, let me find you guys again. I don't know why I'm having, this is so funny. I'm going to totally like learn this. I just know I am. I did it. Okay, hold on. Let me find you. Unshare that. Okay, cool. So we did it. I think if I can find you, hold on one second. Did I? Oh yeah, I'm here. Okay, great. Well, oh my gosh. So that is how you run a challenge. So I think I might have shared when I was creating this is that I would also maybe telling you what to avoid running challenges. And I feel like I covered it, but I just want to like add to it. A lot of people, where they go wrong is they take too long to do something. And so with do the thing, I really like to help people move fast because speed is what's the most important thing when you're doing stuff, right? Especially when it's new. Now, once you've figured it out and you're like automating it, now you could take your time, right? Because you already have the energy around it. Oh, you get testimonials with this stuff too. It's like amazing. Like, because people are like wanting to share the experience that they got from doing this challenge. And so because they're bonded together and they're in the energy of doing it, they're sharing what they love about your stuff. And so that's the other thing that's great. And so that's like the biggest thing I see people do. Oh my gosh, I can't not talk right now. People do wrong is they're like taking way too much time to like get it going. So like you could actually right now decide what is the date of your challenge that you want to launch and do it 3 weeks from now. Follow that exact system that I just gave you and you're going to have people join. There's no way around that. 100%. Have a virtual event and then have a virtual event, and then at the event, have them pay you $47. Do it on Eventbrite or PayPal or whatever to be in the challenge. It's a really beautiful way for you to be able to, just like go quick with whatever you've got going on. And so that's where I see people going wrong is the fancy landing page, the funnel. All of that is great. It just has a sequence of steps. It goes after you've done it once. I hope that makes sense. Unless you already have like a specific framework that you've done, then it's okay to plug and play and do different things like that. But otherwise, just go with speed. What is the fastest way to be able to help you get the thing that you're wanting to get out there? And don't be afraid to be messy because when you're, I mean, look at this like live. I didn't have a pre-done PowerPoint. I mean, I'm sure I have this information somewhere. I don't know where it is right now. It's in my head, so I'm writing it out for you. I'm going to now have someone automate this, hopefully this live and turn it into something. But when you're first like starting to teach all this stuff, like it's like, it doesn't matter, right? As long as you're giving the value, then the people don't really care. And this is how I built my community. This is how I love helping other people build their communities because when you start with this like really activated, like smaller group that just gets to know you, like who you are on the inside and not some like shell of who you think you need to be, now you're getting somewhere, right? Because you have those early adopters of the things that you're doing. And so it's just a really fun way to just get your stuff out there. So yeah, do a challenge. All right, you guys. Well, definitely so much fun getting to do this with you. I just absolutely adore Capsho. They're an amazing partner to work with. And I love it both from using the software and getting things automated with my business and being able to pull out all of the things, which I mentioned. I'm so excited now to take this video and put that in Capsho. What in the world is that going to pull out? I'm so excited about that. And then also, I just love being able to do this show and really help you guys kind of move the needle on the things that you're wanting to do. So do the thing. Don't wait for opportunity. Create it. Bye.